Hello there, how are you getting on? It's Jay here, and oh, do I have some good news for you. You see, here on the Argonautless YouTube channel, I don't get to do as many discussion or news videos as I'd really like to, and on those rare circumstances where they do crop up, it's always about something that's either A, inherently bad, or B, something could be good, but then turns out to be really bad, and they've all been about video games thus far. But today, we change that. I'm doing my first kind of news, kind of discussion video, and it's about professional wrestling, because you see, massive news broke actually over 24 hours ago. I might have been quicker to hop onto this news, but unfortunately, I was so busy working on another video, I was so isolated in my own bubble, I was actually like probably one of the last wrestling fans on the planet to hear this news, because it spread like wildfire very, very quickly in a very short space of time. Well, for those of you who haven't heard, what is the good news? Well, WWE superstar Daniel Bryan, the GOAT, greatest of all time, has been finally medically cleared to compete in the WWE once more. We get to see Daniel Bryan wrestle again. Now, a very brief recap for those of you who don't know or might not have forgotten. Most of you will probably know this already, but for the few that I know that watch the channel that don't, I'll just give you a little bit of a backstory. Daniel Bryan wrestled his last match for the WWE. It was actually a pre-taped episode of SmackDown. He teamed up with John Cena to take on the tag team of Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, and this aired on Thursday, the 16th of April 2015. Daniel Bryan was taken out of a European tour, I believe it was, for health concerns. And we just kind of heard nothing then for like the longest time. You'd get the odd whispers, but we had nothing but waiting, speculation, and rumours, and we had to wait nearly a year. But then on Monday, the 8th of February 2016, Daniel Bryan sent out a tweet saying that he had recently done some more MRI scans, and with the new information that's come to light, he has to end his in-ring career. He has to retire effective immediately. He'd then appear on the episode of Raw that aired live later that night to pretty much further elaborate on what happened, what was wrong with him, and how much wrestling meant to him. It was a beautiful, heartwarming, but simultaneously heartbreaking speech, and the wrestling community was devastated by the loss of one of the most genuinely beloved performers, arguably of all time. And you know what? It's been a bit of a rocky 2-year road if you are someone that has been anticipating Daniel Bryan's return, because the news that was coming out from the WWE, and in particular Dr. Joseph Maroon, who's the medical director from WWE, everyone got the impression that they would never clear Bryan to wrestle ever again. And a lot of people were mad and very upset about this, but I could kind of understand where they're coming from, because, like, from Dr. Maroon's point of view, he doesn't want to be responsible for Daniel Bryan dying in the middle of the ring, live on a show or a pay-per-view. And I kind of shared those sentiments. It's a case of, like, look, if you're unhealthy and you can't compete, you shouldn't compete. Now, if you get to a point where you can recover and get better and get cleared, well, then I'd be all up for that, and so was everyone else. So, anyway, we fast forward to the 20th. Here I am quoting the dates. It was goddamn yesterday. Daniel Bryan sent out a tweet stating that he'd been medically cleared. So what actually had happened with that is that Daniel Bryan had approached Dr. Joseph Maroon and and asked him, what do I need to do to be get cleared to compete again? So Maroon gave him a list of specialists. You had, I apologize if I get these names wrong, you had Dr. Robert Cantu, Dr. Javier Cardenas, and Dr. Jeffrey Kutcher. And I won't go through all the doctors individually, but they're all involved in neurology. They're all involved with universities and CTE centers, and they're all very heavily focused around concussions and kind of degenerative brain issues. And they are heavily influenced with a lot of the NFL kind of cases that you're hearing It's been going on for the last couple of years. So like these were like the three top guys for concussions and kind of neurological brain activity in the United States and arguably in the world. And all three of the doctors cleared Daniel Bryan. And with that, Dr. Joseph Maroon finally gave the clear, because Dr. Joseph Maroon is the only doctor that Vince McMahon will listen to. You could have 100 doctors clear you, but if Dr. Maroon says no, Vince ain't going to let you get back in the ring. But with the three people Maroon gave, all giving him the go-ahead, he's given Bryan the go-ahead. And what's great about this is that this is not like a one-off return. This isn't just, oh, well, you can do WrestleMania if, I don't know if this is an official source, but if the rumors are to be believed, like this is a 100% clear, like he could full-time wrestle again if they want to. Now, they're more than likely not going to do that, and I obviously wouldn't blame him. At the very least in the early stages, kind of ease him back into it, give him a match at WrestleMania, and we'll see how it goes from there. And even with that, I know Bryan's the type of guy that would want to go out and compete every single day, travel, do the 300 dates a year. Although actually now with him being a father now, maybe that mentality has changed, but he wouldn't want a Brock Lesnar type of schedule where it's like he'll show up and he'll do 4 or 5 matches a year. He'll want to do as many matches as he can, although he's going to be wanting to spend time home with his family now too. So this is all just fantastic. And of course the other bit of info from the episode of SmackDown where Bryan thanked the crowd and announced he was going to be able to return to the ring. You had this amazing segment at the end of the night that ended with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn beating the crap out of Daniel Bryan, but Bryan got a good few licks in before they took him down. Kevin Owens cheap shot him, and Sami Zayn went to pick him up, and Bryan takes him down, starts wailing on him, gets Owens in the corner. He's doing the yes kicks in the corners. It's this beautiful snap German suplex on Sami Zayn. He's doing the drop kicks on both of them in the corners, and it looks like he's about to finish off Kevin, but Sami's able to come up from behind, and the two of them take advantage. They're able to lay him out, hit him with a super kick, and then the power bomb onto the apron. So given the fact that they had a very brutal attack on Shane McMahon very recently, I think it was the week before as well, obviously the match we're going to get at Mania is Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And the main point I wanted to get across with this is that it's one of those rare times in wrestling where I am so happy with something, I don't even really care that much to speculate. Like, as a community, we're notorious for constantly nitpicking and dissecting and overthinking. Whereas with this, I just looking at it and going, Bryan's back. This is awesome. That tag match at WrestleMania could steal the show. I know a lot of people harp on Shane recently, but you know what? I think with those circumstances, with those 4 guys, I'm pumped for it. That's it. Like, when I first thought of the match, like, immediately, like, 5 different stories they could tell pop into my head, but then I was just overwhelmed with who cares, just watch it, it's going to be great. And that's kind of how I'm going to be following Bryan's career. You've seen a lot of people online point out that, Shawn Michaels had a career-ending injury. They thought he'd never wrestle again. He came back, had a run that lasted for years, and it was, a lot of people would argue, better than the first. And of course, I'm hoping that is exactly what is going to happen with Bryan, that he can have a second run, a lengthy run that lasts several years, and he can be even better than he was before. So many new matchups to look forward to. Even I was getting excited of potentially seeing matches that we've already seen before. Like, oh man, imagine like Bryan and Cena or Bryan and Reigns again. Like, those are matches we've seen already, and both those matches were excellent. But at the same time, I was like just as excited to see him fight old foes as I was thinking, all the new people you can fight, Nakamura and AJ Styles and Finn Balor. It's going to be epic. And you know what? After all the catching up I've had to do with my videos, I promise it's the last time I'll mention. I'll bring up the Beast from the East and hurting my back and falling behind last time. But I've been so busy the last couple of days catching up. I didn't get a lot of sleep. I was very tired, and even as I was walking to work this morning, I said to myself, you know what? No video today. When you get home, just rest up and go to sleep. because you need it. And I was so tired. I was getting to the point where I was on spaghetti legs, as Jim Ross would say. I was just totally out of it. But when I heard the news, like, I immediately perked up, and here I am now, just going, yes, let's make a video. Let's talk about it. Anyway, I think the whole point of bringing that up was just to put across how exciting it is to have Daniel Bryan back. I can't wait. Like, WrestleMania has just gotten 10 times more interesting. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna have to say on it for now. Might do more discussions on it in the future. I'm still at a case of, like, pumped. Gonna watch it all. Can't wait to see it. But we'll see how things pan out. You know, obviously it'd be very easy to do a video talking of what great opponents Bryan could potentially have. But you know what? For the moment, I'm just gonna sit back, enjoy the ride. If something happens, I'll do a video on it. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. This was a video with very little prep work. I just very excitedly heard about Daniel Bryan's return and, like, scrambled to watch as much of SmackDown as I could, and then did as much research as I could, which, equated to dates and doctors' names. But anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and leave a comment. Anything about Daniel Bryan, how happy you are that he's back, any concerns you might have about him returning to the ring, what opponents you want to see. Let me know down in the comments, and I'd love to have a chat with you. Hit subscribe to be notified when any other videos I release any other videos I make are released. I always flub that line. Don't know why. Turn notifications on and check out all my other content. Link to my Twitter will be in the description. I'll catch you all in the next video, guys. Cheers.